Sonia, welcome back to the Create Podcast. I am so excited to have you back on the show, and I cannot wait to talk about your new platform. Welcome back.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you for inviting me today. I am a little bit tired because I slept like 3 hours, but today was the big day for the launching of the platform. We have not announced it yet because we are doing tests, and it was very exciting to be here with you to share all the news.
I am so excited and I'm so honored I get to have a little peek last night. Also, I can't wait to dive fully in. So last time you were on a show, we got to know a little bit about your story, your passion for collecting and curating, and how you advocate for artists. So thank you so much for that. I'm going to link the other episode for our listeners as well.
Yeah.
But now, almost a year later, you have built something very incredible. Can you tell us a little bit about your brand new platform and what inspired you to create this?
Because since last time we've spoken, the thing is that I always have been helping a lot of artists to like mentoring them, help them to do transition to galleries, or helping them sometimes when I know them to writing a reference letter or introducing them to different collectors or people in the art world. You know, I consider myself like a connector, a part of a collector for passion. But the thing is that the last 6 months, the volume of contacts on Instagram, they have been so crazy that I could not answer the people. I was like, yes, no, like, heart, like this, you know, it was really impossible. And then I thought, okay, how can I do to help more people? At the same time, we are doing a lot of projects in China with Arbelina, that is my Hong Kong company. And we are helping a lot of artists to create a business out of it. So we work with their IPs and as well with original pieces. We start introducing them to the Chinese market, making them famous through their images, with media. We work with a lot of media partners and doing a lot of marketing. And then when the CEOs of companies, they get interested in collaborating, we launch them as well with original artworks, you know? So my company, Arbelina, has signed recently a lot of contracts and some with very important corporations. So since Arbelina, we thought it will be something that growing small. We never felt the need to grow with more artists, you know? But in the end, the thing is going so fast in China that, and my Instagram is going so crazy that I was like, okay, I need to scale up because it's like I can't help more people the way I work now. So I created a StudiotoGallery. So a StudiotoGallery is to help artists of all type of careers, emerging artists, middle career, and established artists. Because I always believe that you can't classify the artist because of the price, you know, because some artists maybe they sell very cheap because they are not very well known, but other artists, they sell more expensive because they have been, some of them, victims of speculation, some because they really have like a track record with their career, but there are a lot of different situations. So I think StudiotoGallery is a platform that is going to be for everyone. We start with artists the first month. Then next month, we are going to include the collectors, the curators, and the connectors. So we will create different seminars, webinars, and we're not going to stay only digital. I have partnered with Michael Phelan from Marfa Invitational, and he's going to be the head of studio visits. Wow. Michael is a genius. He knows all the artists. He knows all the galleries. He's so well connected. And I think we had to do it because we can't stay only digital. We really need that the artists give experience. And sometimes if it's not possible to bring the collectors to the studio because they are far away and they can't travel, we always can facilitate like a session on Zoom, entering the artist's studio. This is what we did during the Marfa Invitational 2025. We were entering and interacting with the artists. And this, we can do it not alone, but with the collector friends. So think about all of a sudden, in person or virtual, you get a lot of collector friends visiting an artist's studio. So we complete the circle, you know? And StudiotoGallery as well is a platform that allows the artist to decide. For me, this is the most important because I have like very much like an artist mentality, you know? So the artists decide, I want to be in this platform or no. I have representation, full representation, partial representation from galleries or full representation. But I am an artist. I am in full control of what I do. I upload my artworks, download my artworks. I decide if I want to sell them, show them, just showcase them. Or maybe I want to add the price or not, you know? So if you don't want to add the price, there is like a space with a form that the collector can contact you and you can do the deal inside the platform or outside the platform. This is, I think, is very cool because this will have been my ideal place to go and buy, and the ideal place of many artists that they want to decide on their career. So there are some platforms out there that the gallery has a lot of control. And when the artist don't work with this gallery anymore, doesn't want to be in that platform. And they have problems because they call the platform, they want to get their names out of there, everything, and they don't succeed. They don't manage. So for me, in the art world, everybody's talking about, we need something different. We need a revolution. We need to change, And I think this is the moment of the change because everyone complains, but nobody does anything about it. They keep doing the same. So I have to be the pioneer in this moment. And I don't know if I will succeed or not, but I put all my soul, my heart, my energies. I sleep 3 hours. And I really want to do that.
That's so inspiring. Thank you for sharing that. And you're right. Everyone has, pointed out what's wrong, but no one provided the solution, and you will succeed. You're already successful. And it's such an interesting angle. And you're right. There were times where even for me, I would try to take a painting down from like Artsy and I couldn't, and nothing, was communicating. And it's very frustrating. It makes you feel like you're stuck with something. And I'm really inspired by your sort of passion for giving the artist the power back. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the past 3 years in the art world. As you know, it's been a little bit crazy after COVID. Many artists have experienced the highest highs and the lowest lows. And what are your thoughts on where the market is going in the future? Because, we had such a crazy time in 2020, 2021, even 2022. And then things really dried up and some artists got really hurt because of that. But what can we do to stay positive and focus on what is working? And what do you think is going to happen now?
I think we really have to be positive because the number of collectors out there is increasing every day, every month, every year. So many people are interested in every country in the world. I travel to art fairs in the US, in Asia, everywhere. And there's a lot of interest. The problem is, I think we don't manage to canalize the efforts to cater for the collectors what they want. So during the last 3 years, during COVID was like a crazy spike in the art world that artists that before COVID used to sell for $2,000 or even $1,000. Suddenly in 2021, they had the auction results with $150,000, But this is not the art world because historically, the new artists, they have never done like this, What happened now? Many artists that they consider themselves middle career, that in reality, they are emerging because they started 5 years ago. For an artist, 5 years is emerging. Even if you have reached $100,000 or $200,000. But I mean, come on, you are this type of artist selling for the price of a master, and many collectors, they are thinking, okay, what can I get for $150,000? What can I get for $80,000? And you can get artworks of very renowned artists. That's why they stop buying. Okay. In the art world, you can never reduce the price because it's very bad perceived and the collectors get disappointed. But the collector will get even more disappointed if the artist disappears. Because if the artist for 3 or 4 years don't sell anything, maybe change profession and decides to do something else, Then this is where I come. I'm helping the artist to change their career and working with collectors, connectors, art dealers, and galleries to build a sustainable career. Some artists, we really need to work very close and very careful because if they have very high prices, the collectors are not willing to pay that amount of money. But I always tell the artist, you have to, if you get a good collection, wants your art, give him 50% discount, because it's much better to be in a good collection that not to sell for 1 year. Some galleries are telling them, now for this year, or don't paint artworks, or paint only 2 artworks because we don't have more clients. I'm sorry. The artist, they are in the heart. They need to paint like we need to breathe, So you can't. So I always tell the artist, you need to continue painting, paint. Keep it in your basement. You don't have to tell everybody that you have, 100 artworks in your basement because you didn't sell anything. But if you stop painting, your career will not evolve. So for the ones that they are emerging, it's easier. It's easier because if you sell art under $10,000, there are a lot of collectors between 2,000 or 1,000 to 10,000, and a lot of young collectors that they want. But you have to be careful that there are many speculators. But now, the last 2 years, the speculation has been more in crypto, in the stock market, in the technology, people buying stocks from Nvidia or from Microsoft, from Google, So there is a possibility to for all these artists to reemerge again. And we should not be negative, because the collectors are there, but we need to get them back because they are disappointed. So we can't get them back saying, hey, my artwork that was 2000 5 years ago, and then it was 100,000 3 years ago. Now, okay, I sell it to you for 80,000, This is not the way. Maybe you need to start thinking about, as an artist, how can I change a little bit, maybe my style, do something different, justify the changes, try to get into museums, good collections, publications is very important. Try to be in books, try to be in magazines, because this stays forever. And when you think about the old masters, they were all in the news, try to be news, try to innovate. And if you sit in your studio like, oh, I don't sell anything, what have I done wrong? The problem is, like, the art is as good as before because it's the same artwork. Is that the people lost interest because they are disappointed.
Yeah.
And we need to get the enthusiasm back.
I agree. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that. And with your new platform, Studio to Gallery, you emphasize positioning over just plain visibility. I would love to hear your thoughts on the importance of being connected to the right people and showing up and being visible to the right places. Because, Instagram is wonderful and it's important, but as you know, you can't always control who sees your work, and spending so much energy on social media isn't always wise. Would love to hear your perspective of how you're curating this so that artists can meet the right people.
Yeah. So in this platform, there are different categories of members. The artists, they are the first members, and they are our priority. So they are the king. We go with the crown, okay? The artist is the king. Then we have the connectors, collectors, people that work in galleries, that they can be members, but not as a gallery. No gallery X is a member of a Studio2Gallery. But the different curators or people working in the gallery, they want to make the difference in the art world. They can be part of this, and they can collaborate, but always respecting the decisions of the artist. So the artist, for instance, if they want to have an artwork for sale, in Studio2Gallery, they can have 8 artworks. Okay. I always recommend that if they have a gallery, one gallery or two, they add one artwork from one gallery, another artwork from another gallery, some artworks that maybe they are not available, or they want to sell directly, and maybe a poster of the next exhibition. Because when the collectors and connectors and galleries, they come, they will be able to create like a playlist. When you are in Spotify, you create your playlist. So you create your playlist of artworks. And I think this is very cool because as an artist, even if you don't get the attention for an exhibition with this curator, with curator X or Y, curator X or Y can curate his profile with the artworks that they like from the platform. And this is already a big achievement because then other curators will look into it, other galleries, and maybe they will ask this curator to curate a show in their gallery, So we need to do the full circle because it's very important in art to be connected. Because connections are more important than to be a good artist, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I meet so many talented artists that they are incredible. And if they don't have the business personality or somebody to push them or somebody to help them, they don't get anywhere. But there are others that they are really business people and they always get to be seen and they sell, and because they are quick with technology, And Instagram is very good. For me, it's the best tool for art. But in Instagram, there's no filter. And I get approached with scammers all the time.
So many.
Selling NFTs, people that they tell me that they want to buy my NFTs, and it's like, but I'm not even an artist. What are you talking about?
It's so wild.
In Studio2Gallery, everybody needs to pass through my filter. And it's not the filter of my assistant, or it's not the filter of someone that I hire. Okay? If it takes me 2 or 3 days to answer, it's because I want to make sure that everybody that comes in, they're real. I don't want any scammers. So please, can I say something? If you are a scammer or you want to sell NFTs or something like that, don't come to Studio to Gallery. Because if you pretend to be an artist and you are stealing artworks or digital works from other artists, we will catch you, we will block you, and we will report you. Okay? So only for real people, please.
Yes, louder for the people in the back. Oh, so many scammers these days. And, yeah, that's a whole other podcast conversation, but I'm
Yeah.
glad because, and I think that's the other part too of the importance of these kinds of platforms that are curated and have real humans and real relationships in them, and the importance of galleries still. Even though artists can sell their own work and can build their own career, I think it's so important to have that community and those connections because ultimately there's so much noise and people literally just taking a picture and claiming it as their own. And
Yeah.
I think just that safety of knowing this is a real organization, a real person, and they went through it themselves, which gives us all a peace of mind.
And we give the security that everything we sell is authentic by the artist because we know the artist and either we know it from before or if there is something suspicious, we jump on a call with them in the studio. So there is a lot of backtrack behind, This has to be mentored because it needs to be authentic and we don't accept any sales from people that are in the secondary market.
Oh, good.
Okay.
That's
This is
so
a platform
important.
for artists. So if somebody wants to sell the artwork of an artist that's in the platform, they should do it through the artist. We don't accept people pretending that they are the artist and selling other things because we are a mentorship here. We are doing mentorship. We want that to give education as well in this platform. We want to invite people. We are going to invite the professors at the university. We are going to invite collectors. We are going to invite people that they really understand and they can open a lot of doors. We are going to invite people that they work in museums, and all this is very important for us. So that's why when I created the platform, I say, I don't want to get a very big cut on the sales because we need to collaborate with everyone. We need to collaborate with institutions. We need to collaborate with galleries and everybody has to be happy. So it needs to be a win-win for everyone,
Mm.
So Studio to Gallery takes 4% of the sale of the artworks from the artist. And the buyer needs to pay all the expenses for Stripe. So Stripe always charges for the exchange rate and Stripe charges for the Visa payment or any currency they use or any credit card they use or whatever. So, and this is the way that we can keep it to the minimum level because with the artist pays, it's just to maintain the platform for the services. And what the buyer pays is for the Stripe. One of the things is that the artist pays for the shipping and needs to include the shipping on the artwork price. But on the other hand, it's saving a lot of fees that maybe other platforms or galleries will charge, So it's a good deal. But if one artist says, I only want to showcase my work, and if somebody is interested in my work, they need to contact me, there's no problem. There's an option, they fill in a form, and the buyer contacts the artist or the representative of the artist could be the gallery or could be their manager, and then they decide to do the transaction inside the platform or outside. I give the facility to do the transaction inside the platform because I think when a collector is in one part of the wall and the artist in the other side of the wall, some collectors sometimes are suspicious that the artwork is never going to arrive. Think about if there is a scam. So I guarantee with a Stripe. So in the moment the transaction takes place, Stripe takes the money, keeps it in the Stripe account, and the artist needs to be in charge of the shipping and giving the tracking number. We can check the tracking number. If within 30 days, nothing has happened and the artwork has arrived to the collector, the money gets released to the artist automatically.
Wonderful.
So I don't even have to do anything. But if there is a problem in between because the collector say, I bought a canvas and I got a postcard, things like this can happen. I don't think so because we know the artist, but it could happen that the box is damaged or the artwork is not what they expected. Doesn't look like the same than in the picture or things like that. We are mediators. We are here as mediators between the artist and the collector to find a solution.
Mm.
And we are not going to run away. So that's why we give the option. They can use the platform only to be in contact, or they can use the platform for doing the transaction from the beginning to the end.
Wonderful.
And if the buyer wants to have contact with the artist, needs to register with name, surname, and email. And if they want to buy, name, surname, email, address, and telephone.
That is
So
wonderful
no
news.
bots. You need to be a real person.
I so appreciate that. That's such great news. And for artists who are represented by a gallery, do they just include the contact for the gallery for the collector, or they can have the collector reach out to them to guide them to the correct place,
So
right?
when you join the platform, the platform asks you, do you have representation? And then you answer no representation, partial representation, or full representation. If you have no representation, always all the emails go to the artist. If you have partial representation, you can choose that the emails go to your gallery or to you, or to your agent, or to your manager. And if you have full representation, all the emails will go to your gallery.
Perfect.
And then there is another option that maybe an artist say, I don't want the emails to go to my gallery, even if I have full representation. I want to know who is interested in my art. Then we recommend to add the artworks to showcase only. And if somebody's interested in this artist, they will receive an email and they can start the conversation. So the artist is really always in control. Even if they have full representation, they decide to put the email of the gallery or themselves and to know what is going on. Because I think Studio2Gallery is for helping the artists to know what is going on and be in control of their careers, because we are in the 21st century. Life has changed. There are a lot of things happening, and they need to make sure that when they work with galleries, the galleries are real and genuine, serious and professional galleries, that they do their job, you know? And between finding a serious gallery until from you start being an artist, for some artists takes 10 years.
Yeah.
And they are trying one show with this one show with another one, and they're not sure. And this was not a good experience. This one was okay, like this. But then what happened during 10 years? We are helping them. We are here to help during the transition. And we are helping as well with people artists that they had a very solid career, for any reason disappear. Okay. Because it has happened. The gallery damned them, the gallery closed down, the artist had a change in life, had problems, then that's why we are here. And what we want to say is, well, every month it will be a well-being session with a well-being expert.
We all know we need it.
Yes. So I think we all need it. And the artists, they feel very lonely. They stay the whole day alone in the studio. And I think even if it's once a month, we start with once a month, to talk to somebody that can help them and tell them, and they can see that there are other people there, that they are not alone, and share their worries and get a little bit of advice. I think it's good.
Yes, that's a wonderful idea for sure. And, it's funny because, I have my membership too. And a lot of times the conversation goes back to mental health or confidence or emotions around our career, our work. And it's so important to hold space for that and not let it hold us back, but rather process and get the support you need and so you can move on. One question that I had for you, you talked about having good and not so great experiences with galleries. As both a collector and curator, what do you see that makes for a successful relationship with a gallery? Like, how do you judge that from artists that you worked with or from your own observations?
What I see, because I'm very much many times in the middle, so I'm in the curator, and then I introduce one gallery, and maybe we have a good experience or bad experience or mediocre experience. Okay. If the gallery only want to have the curator or the artist because of their name, because they know that this artist, it has a good name and a very long list of people waiting for the artworks, this is not a continuity. This will be something that occasionally happens one or two times, and that's it. The trick here is that the gallerist needs to be human. And some galleries, they have the artist liaison that knows very well their artists, and they work hand to hand, visiting them in the studio, making sure that they are okay, giving them some tips, helping them. Sometimes even the galleries give them some money to pass the month. This type of help is very, very important. And this is what the art world was about. The art world is not about calling a gallery. The artist pays for the shipping. The artist sends the shipping. The gallery doesn't sell anything, keeps the artwork for 3 years.
Yes, it happens all the time.
It happens in most of the cases. And this is impossible, because then the artist stays months painting for not receiving anything.
Yeah. What
And
about
it's
your
not always like this.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've had great experiences and I've had experiences such as you're describing. And what would you say to someone who, in my case, and I have also a weird relationship because I'm like talking to galleries and I understand both sides very, very well. But let's say an artist has built their own collector list, they've grown their social media, they have their own contacts, and then the gallery does that where they just sell basically to the artist client list without contributing anything. How do you encourage someone to maybe, if they don't want to give up on looking for a gallery, like what are some tips or ways to navigate that without burning bridges or, calling anyone out? Because, I'm not about conflict or anything like that. But
Yeah.
I think there's obviously room for a gallery, right? Even if someone has their own
Definitely,
connection.
we need the galleries, but we need serious galleries. And I think there are different type of galleries. If the gallery is super good and they are bringing their own clients and they pay for their shipping, for their exhibition, they invite journalists, they invite collectors. These galleries, they are fantastic, and I don't want to mention anyone, but they are fantastic galleries, okay? But there are a lot of galleries that they use artists that they think that they are hype or they have like a hype Instagram account
Mm-hmm.
to tell the artist to send the artworks, to send the list of their collectors, and don't do anything. In this case, if the artist wants to work with the gallery, I think it's fair enough because he wants to be seen in a physical space in one city. But in this case, the gallery maybe should charge 10 or 20% of the revenues, not 50% of the revenues. Because in this case, they don't behave like a gallery. They behave like someone lending a space for the artist to bring their own collectors, their art. And if the artist is paying for the shipping, the artist is paying for all the production of the art, and the galleries only open the doors to people passing by, this is not a gallery. Galleries call the press, make articles, talk to their collectors, promote them on their social media, promote them in the news, help them during the year where they are preparing, all these type of things. As well, the artists, they need to be considerate with the galleries because the shipping is very expensive. So they need to work out that if the gallery is paying for the shipping, to put everything maybe in a roll because it's cheaper to send it. Or if they are in the same city, I think many artists, they are very much like prima donnas or rock stars. And now it's time that everybody comes down and shoulder to shoulder work together to change the art world. No?
Yeah.
Hey, I had some examples with some exhibitions I don't want to name, but an artist that could not even bubble wrap the artwork. And it's not one. I'm talking about many. And then the gallery has to send a white glove service to the artist to wrap with bubble, bring it to the warehouse, make a custom made box, send it to the other side of the wall. And this costs a fortune. But if the artist will have bubble wrap, and we did that with Marfa Invitational, for instance, every artist wrap and pack their work, send it to one point in their city, and all the artists organize one guy maybe with a van or like a kind of transportation to ship together, super cheap.
Yeah.
So you can save thousands, and these thousands that they go nowhere. You can use them to give a discount to the good collector, or you could be revenue for the gallery that is really wanted to collaborate with the artist. And the artist has to understand that there are a minimum requirement as well from them to collaborate. And I think there are many, many people now in the art world that they want all these changes. And before more galleries close down, this is a wake up call. It's like,
I agreed. I
hello.
think we all need to work together. I completely agree. Now, when it comes to being successful on your platform, Studio to Gallery, what tips would you give artists? Since that's the first portion that's rolling out right now is for artists. What do you say to someone who wants that art career, who wants to one day show in museums and be in amazing collections? What are some tips that you would give off the bat?
Tip number one, give me good pictures.
Mhm.
Good quality, straight, with a good light, good uploads. Give me a 45 seconds video in horizontal format that represents your style. You don't need to talk because maybe you are from another country. You don't need to be very fancy. Just show your strokes, share your style. This is very important. The first impression is more important than anything else. Have a good Instagram account because many of the collectors, when I recommend some artists, and maybe the artist is very good, they tell me, with this shitty Instagram account, I'm not going to buy anything. Okay. So you
Yes.
have to
What is a
think,
good Instagram
yeah,
account?
a good Instagram account is like, for instance, your Instagram account, Ekaterina Popova, please take it as an example. Okay.
Thank you.
As an artist, super professional. The pictures are well uploaded. There is an explanation. Everybody, when they enter, they know that this an artist. That this is an artist. You know, if you put me the dancing of Saturday, your baby born, the birthday of the grandmother, I think many people should have two accounts: the professional account and the private account. You know, and if you want to be an artist, you need to look like serious. So just avoid all type of other events that are not related to art. Of course, you can post events of other exhibitions that you go to support other artists. This is very important as well. But just avoid birthday parties, swimming in the beach, or this type of things, you know.
That is such good advice for sure. And I noticed even from a very simple practical perspective, when you just post the art, it's so much easier to grow because it doesn't confuse the algorithm. It knows like, oh, art, art. It pushes you out better. I love that so much. And any tips for someone who might have a hard time writing about their art or talking about their art? You mentioned the video doesn't have to have words, but like what do you look for in terms of a caption or a statement or something simple?
What I see in the art world, and for instance, now I'm curating different publications, I'm curating different shows, so I receive a lot of portfolios. Okay. I don't read that much because in art, it's more about what you perceive. And sometimes I'm just scrolling and I'm like, what is that? You know? And the picture is not good, or the light is not good, and then you go to their Instagram account or to their web page, and then you think, why did they send this for the application? But they have like 5 things that they are 10 times better here, you know? So for an artist, try not to be your own enemy. Okay.
That's such good advice.
Yeah, and try maybe to ask other artists. Artists are the best people to judge, and they are the best mentors. And if they are good friends, they will tell you the truth. Oh, this is shit. Okay. So, and it's hard. It's hard to accept, but I think it's better the truth in the right moment to improve. So, for instance, I want to say something because I don't want to hurt anyone. In StudiotoGallery, I want to accept as many artists as possible. But if the submissions are not good and the Instagram accounts are not good or they don't have a good web page, it's very hard for me to make a judgment. Okay. So for me, the most important thing is that you are serious and your artworks look good. So if you send me 8 artworks and only 2 look good, I will approve 2, and 6, they will not be approved. And then you have to come to the Q&A and mentoring sessions so you can improve and we work together. Because this is about improving. Because if not, why I'm doing the platform? Hey, come on, go to Artsy with any gallery and then you don't need me for anything, you know? This is about learning. This is about education in the art market. The other news here is that my book, Art in Real Time, is for free for all the members.
Wow, that's so generous.
Yeah. So every member in English or in Spanish, they can read the book. Okay. So I will recommend at the beginning of being part of the membership to read the book because you will learn a lot about how the art market works. The second thing, I will recommend you to come to some of the Q&A sessions if you have questions, and especially when I invite people. For instance, next week, I'm going to have Michael Phelan coming, you know? I mean, to have 1 hour with Michael that you can ask anything you want. If you don't take the opportunity, you're an idiot, you know? Because he can come with a lot of collectors to your studio and open the doors, you know? It's like this type of things. They're like, take the opportunity. It's a very cheap membership because it's only for the transaction, you know? But what I want is to change the way the art world is working and bring all my friends and connections into this. And from there, from now on, StudiotoGallery is my business card. So when I go to China, to Saudi Arabia, or to London, or to the US, and they tell me, Sonia, can you curate a show? Yes, only with the people that they are here. Because this is my people. Because the people in my platform is the people I mentor, is the people that I'm going to be every week, 1 day or 2 days or 3 weeks, working with them, opening doors, taking them to China, taking them wherever, you know. For instance, I'm going to show you something. I received this book yesterday. I almost cry, okay? Well, in reality, I cry. But this is an artist that we did an installation in China. It's called Anis, okay? I'm sorry. She sent me 2 books, but I want to show you this. This is
Wow.
The Lighthouse, okay?
Wow.
And she sent me this book as a present, you know? And for me, it's like, I don't need that anybody sends me an artwork or I don't want anything. I just want to help. And we have help between Michael and I, this artist, to have an installation in Marfa Invitational and another one in the Seawall Cultural Center in China. And today, for instance, one journalist went to the Seawall Cultural Center and did an article, and it was published in China all over the
Wow.
social media, you know? So these type of things, like from one conversation with an artist, all of a sudden it comes like an installation in Marfa, an installation in China. And the artist, it was not super famous, you know what I mean? But she was there doing the right things, sending the right pictures, creating conversations, wanted to meet me, wanted to meet Michael, you know? It's like you can't just sit and wait. And if they tell you the opportunity is go to China and they take your artwork, hey, they pay you the ticket, just go, you know?
Mm.
Don't sit and wait. Don't sit in the studio for things to happen. Go and meet people. Go to openings. Go to special events. Come to the Q&A. Come to the sessions, you know? Because the things happens when you show up. And the train only passes one. And if you don't meet that person that day, someone else will meet that person and you will miss the opportunity. So for me, every time I show up in a place, something happened, you know?
Yeah, same. And that's how I met you. Tanya said so in
Yes, in
Paris. I said,
Paris, Art Basel, Paris.
yes, it was so amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Sonia, and congratulations. I cannot wait for our audience to sign up and apply to be part of this amazing platform. Can artists start applying now? Is it open to people?
It's open. I have not announced it yet because this morning started and I was so afraid that if I announce, if I get, I don't know, 300 in 1 hour, I'm going to collapse, you know? But from now on, everybody can start applying. And from Friday, I will start sending the emails and doing advertising. And I want to say that I already announced in the platform that on Monday, we start with the Q&A and mentoring sessions.
Amazing.
So we are going to have next week, Monday and Friday, and I'm going to have them at different times of the day. I will always try to change the time because since we have collectors from different parts of the world, everybody gets the opportunity. So for the moment, next week is Monday at 5 Swiss time, so Central European time. Friday at 1 o'clock Central European time. So the following week will be different, and we will always try to accommodate. So at least everybody gets to a couple of sessions every month.
Brilliant. Well, Sonia, congratulations and thank you so much for sharing with us. I'll make sure to include the link. And by the time this episode comes out, I'm sure it's going to be already open and ready to fully to be launched. And I'm still looking forward to being a part of it. Thank you so much for coming back on the podcast. And I'm excited to have you back again soon.
Thank you very much for your support. Like always, I love to work with you. I love Create Magazine, and I hope this is an invitation to Create Magazine to collaborate with the Studio2Gallery.
I
And
would
I'm
be
sure
so honored.
we will make a collaboration this year or next year.
I would be so
love that.
honored. Thank you so much, Sonia. Congratulations.